Welcome back, Deep Divers. Today, we're taking a close look at Copyshark. You know, that AI writing assistant everyone's talking about.
Seems like it's everywhere these days.
It really does. And we got a great review and analysis from one of you, which is actually what sparked this deep dive. I have a feeling you're looking for the honest truth, like, is Copyshark worth your time?
Totally. And the review itself gave Copyshark 3.5 stars out of 5.
So good, but not perfect.
Yeah.
Right. There's got to be a reason it didn't hit that 5-star mark.
Exactly. There's always more to the story, and that's what we're here to uncover. What makes Copyshark tick? Where does it shine? And maybe more importantly, where does it fall short?
I like it the good, the bad, and the maybe a little ugly.
Exactly. So let's start with the basics. What is Copyshark actually trying to do?
Yeah. What's the big idea here?
Well, it's designed to be that daily workhorse for anyone who writes, but especially for like marketing and business stuff. Think ads, emails, social media posts, even product descriptions, all those things that can eat up your time.
All the things you wish you didn't have to do.
Pretty much. It's like having an assistant who can whip up that content quickly and effectively.
Okay, I'm starting to see the appeal. And actually, the review mentioned using Copyshark for a tech product description. Apparently, it totally nailed all the features and benefits, saved a ton of time and effort.
That's awesome, and that speaks to the time-saving potential we're talking about. But it's not just speed. The review highlighted some other cool things too, like multilingual support.
Wait, multilingual. How many languages are we talking?
Over 100?
Wow, okay. That's a game changer for anyone working with a global audience. Imagine launching a campaign and not having to worry about translation.
Right. It opens up so many doors for businesses and individuals who want to go global.
Okay, you've painted a pretty rosy picture so far, but I'm sensing a but coming.
You know me too well. No tool is perfect, right? And the review did point out a couple of downsides.
Like what? Hit me with the bad news.
Well, one thing is that you might still need to do some manual editing, especially for very niche topics, or to make sure it really captures a brand's unique voice.
Yeah, that makes sense. AI can do some amazing things, but replacing a human's understanding of, like, nuance and tone is a pretty tall order.
Definitely. And it actually raises a kind of big question. As we rely more and more on AI for writing, what happens to our own creative thinking?
That's a good point. Do we risk becoming too dependent on these tools?
It's something to think about, for sure. We can't let AI stifle our own creativity.
I agree. What else did the review flag as a potential issue?
It mentioned that Copyshark needs an internet connection, so you can't use it offline.
So if you're on a plane or somewhere without Wi-Fi, you're out of luck.
Exactly. That could be a deal breaker for some people.
Okay, so we've got the big picture, the good, the bad, the internet dependent. Now let's get into the specifics. The review mentioned some pretty interesting features, and one that caught my eye was that Copyshark is powered by GPT-3.
Ah, yes. The big GPT-3.
So I know that's a big deal in the AI world, but for those of us who aren't, tech wizards, what does it actually mean?
Well, think of GPT-3 as the engine that makes Copyshark go. It's a super powerful language model developed by OpenAI, and it can produce, like, really human-like text.
So it's not just spitting out random words. There's some serious brain power behind it.
Oh, yeah. There's a ton of complexity under the hood.
That's impressive. What other features should we highlight from the review?
Well, one thing that stood out was that Copyshark doesn't have a built-in plagiarism checker.
Wait, really? That seems like a pretty basic feature for a writing tool, especially if you're using it for, like, professional stuff.
I know, right? You'd think that'd be standard. It's definitely something to be aware of. Always double-check your work with a separate plagiarism checker, just to be safe.
Good advice. Better safe than sorry. Now, on a more positive note, the review also highlighted the brand voice customization feature.
Yeah, that's a big one. It means you can tailor the tone and style of the content to match your brand.
So no more robotic-sounding AI content.
Hopefully not. It's all about making sure that AI is working for you, not the other way around.
I like that. Okay, let's talk about the practical stuff. How much does Copyshark cost?
Well, they have two main pricing options. A monthly plan for $49.
Okay, $49 a month.
Right. And that gets you 20,000 what they call AI generation credits.
AI generation credits, what are those?
It's basically a way of measuring how much content you can generate. But it's not a straightforward word count. The exact conversion from credits to words or characters depends on what you're creating.
Okay, so it's a little bit tricky.
Okay.
What's the other option?
They also have an annual plan for $299, and that comes with unlimited AI generations.
Unlimited. That
Yeah.
sounds pretty appealing, especially if you're creating a lot of content.
It does, and there's also a 5-day free trial.
Always a good idea to test it out before you commit. What about refunds, though?
This is where things get a little murky. The review mentioned that the refund policy is unclear.
So not super transparent.
Not really. It's definitely something to research carefully before you subscribe.
All right, good to know. Speaking of options, the review also mentioned that Copyshark isn't the only AI writing tool out there.
Oh, absolutely not. There's a whole world of AI writing tools to explore. We'll be sure to give you a rundown of some key competitors a little later on.
Great. I'm looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
But before we move on to those alternatives, let's dive a bit deeper into the real-world applications of Copyshark. The review had some really interesting examples.
It did, and from what we saw, it seems like Copyshark could be super valuable for marketers, founders, all kinds of writers, even YouTubers.
Let's break that down a bit. Who exactly could benefit from using Copyshark?
And how?
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about who might actually use Copyshark, but the review also went into some nitty-gritty questions that I think potential users would want to know.
For sure. Like what?
Well, one of the big ones was about originality. Is the content generated by Copyshark actually original?
Yeah, especially with all the talk about AI and plagiarism, that's a super valid concern.
Right. And the thing is, the review didn't come right out and say whether Copyshark guarantees completely original content. So even if it's easy to use, you can't just blindly trust it,
That's a good point. Always good to double check, especially if it's for work or something important.
Exactly. Running it through a separate plagiarism checker is always a smart move.
Definitely better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
What other questions were people asking?
A lot of the questions focused on what types of content Copyshark is best for. I mean, we touched on this broadly, but the review got more specific. They highlighted things like ad copy, social media posts, email marketing, product descriptions, even video scripts.
Wow, that's a pretty wide range. It seems like you could use Copyshark for almost any writing task you might encounter in a business.
It really does. And speaking of practicality, another common question was about how user-friendly it is. Because even if it's the most powerful tool, it's no good if it's a nightmare to actually use.
Totally. No one wants to spend hours figuring out how to use the software. So what did the review say? Is it easy to use?
Good news. The review praised Copyshark for its user-friendly interface. They said it's pretty easy to pick up, even if you're not, a tech expert.
That's awesome. The easier it is to use, the faster you can be productive.
Right. Okay, so we've covered originality, content types, and user-friendliness. Anything else?
What about data security? How safe is the information you're putting into Copyshark?
Yeah, that's a good question. And honestly, it's one that more people should be asking about any online tool or service. Did the review address that?
Not really, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
They mentioned that data might be used for promotional purposes, which could be a concern for some people, but there weren't any specifics about their security measures.
That's a little bit of a red flag.
Yeah, I think transparency is so important when it comes to data privacy. It's always a good idea to check out a company's privacy policy and terms of service before sharing anything sensitive.
Absolutely. You always want to know how your data is being used and protected. Okay, so we've got originality, content types, user-friendliness, data security. What about actually getting started with Copyshark?
Yeah, how do you even start using it?
It seems pretty straightforward. You just got to sign up on their website to request access. No credit card required or anything.
Oh, that's nice. You can at least try it out before committing to a paid plan.
Exactly. Okay, here's a question that I know is on a lot of people's minds. Is Copyshark better than ChatGPT?
Oh, the AI showdown. I was wondering when we get to this.
The review didn't offer a direct comparison, but it did point out that Copyshark is specifically designed for marketing and business writing.
Okay, so it's more specialized.
Yeah, whereas ChatGPT is more of a general-purpose language model, so it really depends on what you need it for.
Right. If you're mostly focused on marketing content, Copyshark might be the better choice. But if you need something that can handle a wider range of tasks, ChatGPT could be the way to go.
Totally. It's all about choosing the right tool for the job. Now, remember how we were talking about all those different content types Copyshark can handle?
Yeah, ads, social media posts, emails, all that.
Well, the review actually broke it down even further and gave ratings for how well Copyshark performs in each of those categories.
Interesting. Okay, so let's dive into those specific ratings and see what they tell us about Copyshark's strengths and weaknesses. Okay, so let's actually see how Copyshark stacks up when it comes to those different content categories. These ratings are based on real-world experience, right?
Yeah, they actually used it and got feedback from clients to see how it performs in the wild, so to speak.
I like that. So it's not just theory, it's actual practical testing.
Exactly. And they
Okay.
broke it down into a bunch of different categories.
Awesome. Lay it on me.
All right, so first up is Best 4. This covers things like ad copy, social media posts, email marketing, product descriptions, that kind of stuff.
Okay, that's a lot of ground to cover. And the rating for Best 4 was,
4 out of 5 stars.
so pretty good. What did the reviewers say specifically about those areas?
They were really impressed with Copyshark's ability to create catchy ad copy, engaging social media content, persuasive email messages, and compelling product descriptions. It seems like it really excels at those shorter, attention-grabbing pieces that are so important online.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Those types of content often have a very specific formula or structure, which seems like something AI could handle pretty well. All right, what about the pricing rating?
That one got a 3 out of 5.
So not terrible, but not amazing either.
Right. Remember, they have those monthly and annual plans we talked about. The reviewer thought the pricing was okay, but maybe not the most competitive.
I guess it's always good to shop around and compare pricing, especially with all the different AI tools out there these days.
Definitely. Okay, what's next? Word count got a 3.5 out of 5.
Word count, what does that refer to?
It's all about the limits on how much content you can actually generate. You know, the monthly plan has those 20,000 credits, which they found a bit limiting. But the annual plan has unlimited, so that obviously gives you a lot more flexibility.
Right, so if you're creating a ton of content, that annual plan might be the way to go, even if it's a bigger upfront cost.
Makes sense. Okay, free trial. Only 1 out of 5 stars.
Ouch. What happened there?
Yeah, the free trial is pretty limited, both in terms of features and how long it lasts. It's only 5 days, and you don't get access to everything.
That's a bummer. I always like a good free trial to really test things out.
I know, right? It's a missed opportunity for them, I think. Okay, let's move on to something more positive. Templates. 4 out of 5 stars.
Oh, I love a good template.
Me too. And Copyshark has over 50 of them.
Nice. That's a lot to choose from.
The reviewer definitely saw this as a big advantage. Having those pre-designed templates for different types of content can save you so much time and effort.
Yeah, they're a great starting point, especially when you're feeling stuck.
For sure. Okay, languages supported got a 3 out of 5.
Interesting. I thought they supported over 100 languages.
They do, which is amazing. But it seems like there might be some inconsistencies in the quality of the translations.
Yeah, I imagine it's tricky to translate all the nuances and cultural stuff accurately. It's always good to double-check with a native speaker. What about plagiarism check?
2 out of 5 stars for that one.
Yeah, we kind of saw that coming with the whole no built-in plagiarism checker thing.
Exactly. You really can't skip that step, especially for professional work. Always got to run it through a separate plagiarism checker.
Absolutely. What about grammar check?
3 out of 5 for that one.
So it's there, but maybe not the best.
Yeah, it seems like it works, but maybe not as well as some other tools.
Good to know. It's always a good idea to proofread carefully anyway. Okay, how about brand voice?
That got a 3.5 out of 5.
A mixed bag.
Pretty much. They do offer brand voice customization, which is great, but it sounds like it doesn't always nail it perfectly.
AI still has a lot to learn about brand voice.
For sure. Okay, language model got a solid 4 out of 5.
Not surprising, given that it's powered by GPT-3.
Right. That's what makes the whole thing work. What about integration?
Oh, that's an important one.
4 out of 5 stars for integration. Copyshark works with a bunch of different tools like HubSpot, Slack, Google Docs, all the good stuff.
That's good to hear.
Definitely. Seamless integration can make your life so much easier. Data security, another 2 out of 5.
Ugh, this is starting to feel like a broken record.
Oh, no. It's definitely a concern.
Yeah, that lack of transparency about data security is not great. Always a good idea to really dig into those privacy policies.
Always. Okay, number of seats. 3.5 out of 5.
I'm guessing that's about how many people can use it.
Yeah, it seems like it's mostly designed for individuals, not really great for teams.
All right, good to know. Customer support.
4 out of 5.
Okay, at least they got that right.
Yeah, the reviewer said they were really helpful and responsive. Always a good sign.
Sure. And last but not least, refund policy and refund coverage days.
1 out of 5 and 0 out of 5.
Yikes. That's not good.
Yeah, apparently the refund policy is super unclear and they might not even offer refunds at all.
Definitely something to be wary of. Well, there you have it. A deep dive into Copyshark, warts and all.
We covered a lot.
We did. And at the end of the day, whether Copyshark is right for you is up to you. But hopefully we've given you the information you need to make a smart decision.
Absolutely. And remember, the AI world is always changing, so stay curious and keep exploring.
That's what we're all about here on The Deep Dive. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, keep learning and keep diving deep.